You just lost your income. The bills do not care. Your rent doesn't pause. Your EMI doesn't wait. Inflation doesn't show sympathy. And suddenly, the financial decisions you made during good times are now hunting you. Recessions don't destroy people randomly. They expose the mistakes that were quietly growing in the background. Not dramatic mistakes, not reckless gambling, normal ones. The kind that feels safe when money is flowing and fatal when it stops. Let me walk you through the mistakes that don't hurt during a boom, but can wipe you out when the economy turns cold. The first mistake begins long before the recession starts. You build a lifestyle that assumes stability, a car you technically afford, a home you stretched for, subscriptions that made life easier, convenience replacing resilience. During growth periods, this feels like progress. Your income rises, so your life upgrades. But here's the hidden math. When income rises by 20% and expenses rise by 18%, you feel richer. In reality, your margin barely changed. Margin is survival. In a recession, income can drop by 30% overnight. Expenses don't drop automatically. Now you're not living. You're bleeding. The threat isn't luxury. It's rigidity. A flexible life survives shocks. A fixed life breaks under pressure. The solution isn't extreme frugality. It's adaptability. When your cost of survival is low, you don't panic when income dips. You gain time, and time allows better decisions. Ignore this, and the consequence is simple. You'll start making desperate financial moves just to maintain yesterday's comfort. And desperation compounds losses. The second mistake hides behind optimism. You trust a single income stream. Your job feels secure. Your industry feels stable. Your employer seems strong. Recessions rewrite those assumptions overnight. Layoffs don't target the weakest workers first. They target cost structures. And suddenly, your reliability doesn't matter. Your dependency becomes visible. When all income comes from one source, risk isn't shared. It's concentrated. The recession doesn't need to destroy your wealth. It only needs to interrupt your cash flow. The moment income stops, your financial timeline collapses. Savings shrink faster. Debt becomes louder. Decisions become urgent. The solution is redundancy. Not quitting your job, but building additional inflows, skills, small services, digital income, problem-solving abilities that someone will still pay for when budgets tighten. Because during downturns, people stop spending on wants. They still spend on needs, become useful to needs. Ignore this, and the consequence is dependency. And dependency forces bad decisions, like selling assets at the bottom or taking high-interest loans just to survive. The third mistake feels responsible. You carry manageable debt, not reckless, just normal. Car loans, credit cards, installments. Debt behaves differently during expansion and contraction. During growth, it feels like leverage. During recession, it becomes gravity. Because debt doesn't care about your reduced income. Interest doesn't shrink when your salary does. And mathematically, this creates a trap. If your income falls by 25%, but your debt payments remain fixed, your financial pressure doesn't rise by 25%. It can double. Because your free cash flow, the money that protects you, disappears. The solution isn't eliminating all debt overnight. It's reducing dependency on future income to service past decisions. Lower obligations mean fewer chains. Ignore this, and the consequence is predictable. You'll borrow more to maintain old commitments, and that's how temporary downturns turn into long-term financial collapse. The fourth mistake is emotional. You react instead of prepare. When markets fall, fear rises. You check balances more often. You consume more news. You feel the urge to act. action feels like control, but most recession-era actions are reactions. Selling when prices fall, stopping investments completely, holding cash indefinitely out of fear. Each of these decisions is driven by the same internal threat, panic, and panic destroys compounding. The solution is boring. Decide your rules before the chaos starts. What will you hold? What will you ignore? When will you act? Pre-commitment removes emotional sabotage. Ignore this, and the consequence isn't just loss, it's missed recovery. Because markets don't announce their rebound politely, and the people who panic out rarely get back in on time. The fifth mistake is subtle. You assume liquidity equals safety. Having money in the bank feels secure, but inflation silently taxes idle cash. During recessions, governments often respond with stimulus, printing, easing, and while that may stabilize markets, it can quietly reduce purchasing power. So your safe money buys less tomorrow than it does today. The solution isn't abandoning liquidity, it's balancing it. Enough cash for survival, but not so much that inflation erodes your future. Ignore this, and the consequence is hidden. You survive the recession, but lose ground anyway. The sixth mistake is timing confidence. You think you can predict the bottom, so you wait. You hold off investing. You delay decisions. You wait for clarity. But clarity comes after opportunity. By the time headlines say recovery, prices have already moved. Recessions reward participation, not perfection. The solution is consistency. Small, steady positioning beats perfect timing. Ignore this, and the consequence is stagnation. You'll sit safely on the sidelines while others quietly rebuild. The final mistake is identity-based. You see yourself as stable because things have been stable. You assume your financial past guarantees your future, but recessions reset identities. They don't care who was doing well last year. They care who adapts now. The solution is humility. Assume disruption. Prepare for instability. Design your life for uncertainty, not comfort, because comfort is fragile. Resilience is durable. If you ignore this, the consequence is the harshest of all. You won't see the collapse coming because you believed it couldn't happen to you. Recessions don't need to be survived heroically. They need to be navigated intelligently. The people who lose everything rarely made one catastrophic mistake. They made several normal ones, and the recession combined them. The people who come out stronger don't avoid fear. They reduce exposure. They lower rigidity. They diversify usefulness. They control obligations. They prepare psychologically. And when the economy contracts, they don't scramble. They adjust. Because the recession isn't just testing your money. It's testing your structure. And structure decides survival.